Hey guys, welcome back. This is Phil from underKG.com and this is Lenovo Vive Shot. So as the name tells it, it's all about the camera. And Lenovo, although they're not exactly popular back in the stateside, they are pretty popular in the emerging markets, including their home market, China. So this is the camera-centric, as the design tells it, Lenovo Vive, and a 16 megapixel camera with the 3 flashes and the IR autofocus sensor. And on top you got a 2-step camera shutter key with the auto, manual, toggle key, power key, and the volume rocker there. So let's dive right into it. So it's got a very distinct design. It resembles that of a compact camera, namely back from the Sony era where they were, powerful in the cameras. The rectangular design actually tells me a lot that it resembles from the Xperia Z3. So on front we have the 5-inch display. We'll get to that in a second. And on the back we have a pretty much of a resemblance with the Xperia Z3, although Vive Shot distincts itself by having a line that makes it look like a compact camera back in the days. Okay, so directly into the feature suits. We got a 5-inch Full HD display with the camera, 8 megapixel front-facing camera with the speaker, and the multitasking home and the back key, the usual 3. And this used to be the menu key, but with the update they changed it to the multitasking key. Of course you can change it back to the menu if you want at the settings. There's a 2-step camera key, the manual toggle key, power, volume rocker, and the earphone jack along with the microphone there. And the dual SIM card slot and the micro SD card slot lies there, along with the little strap hole that you can put your cell phone strips if you want. This is not exactly a popular feature, but a good addition to the empty space there. There's a micro USB port along with the speaker and the microphone. The back is where it lies a lot of its distinct features. There's a 16 megapixel camera, a trio of flash instead of 2 that a lot of phones have, and the IR autofocus that I didn't exactly find useful. And the Lenovo Vive logo there. Lenovo's got their new logo, so keep in mind that this is a little bit old device. Sorry for the late review. But here we go. So we're just going to fire it up and dive right into pros and cons. So number 1 pros is that it's camera looking design and the build quality. It looks like a camera. It's a very unique, interesting design, and its build quality is actually terrific. Lenovo has been making a lot of devices, including the phones, and if you're a fan of ThinkPad, you should know them or blame them. But they've been making PCs for a long time, so their manufacturer quality is actually pretty good. So this has got a good build quality, and that's number 1. And the second one is the photos. So it's got manual photo. If you get into the photo app, you get an option of auto or toggle manual there. So you can go to Pro mode, that's what they call it, and you're given an option with the exposure, ISO, and the shutter speed, the focus, white balance. You can adjust it from here, or you can pull the trigger there and have a whole lot of things that you can take control of. That's my palm, but here we go. So you get a lot of different features, and even in the auto mode you are given with the feature called the Smart scenes. So it's just basically switching between the scenes, the preset scenes, and it works quite well. If you're taking a food, let's say that you're a foodie and you're taking a photo of a food, it automatically changes to gourmet mode and takes a brighter, more of a colored photos, if you may. So it's got a good camera, especially in the low lighting condition. It takes a great camera, great photos. And number 3 is that it's got a strap hole. Yay! Not exactly a large thing, but it's a cute addition and it's somehow useful, especially if you want to use it as a camera. I always like to, put a strip and strap it on my wrist, so that's a good thing. And next one is that some neat UI additions. I'm not a big fan of Lenovo user interfaces, to make sure of that. Actually, to an extent that I don't like any of the Chinese manufacturers' interfaces. But there are neat little additions, like you pull from the top, you get a notification bar. You pull from the bottom, you get the settings menu. And you pull from the top, there's notification. You can not only clear them, but once you clear them, you don't know what happens. So there's a little history bookmark, so you can see what notification that you cleared. So you can check out the past. It's like a little time machine thing. So it's a good thing. And if you pull it from the top, there's a screenshot, a little shortcut there, which you can not only take screenshots, but you can crop them and save a little screenshot of the little part that you want. That's the pros. Now the cons is, although it's got a good design and a good build quality, the grip is terrible. So it's got the angles all right there, so it's all the straight lines, nothing curved. The Z3, while it looks similar, has a very curved edges, so it was not exactly bad. It's not the best gripping phone in the market, but it wasn't bad. But Vive Shot has a very uncomfortable grips for first thing. The second is the sluggish interface. I know I just complimented on some neat additional changes that Lenovo has made, but this interface in whole is sluggish. It's just slow, and the animations are just bad. And when you go back to home, it sometimes takes time, and Lenovo interface is just slow. If you switch to launcher, it's even going to get worse. It's going to ignore first few clicks of the home button and not take you back to home. So you might want to stick to anything. Lenovo launcher is slow. The custom launchers are going to be buggy. And the third one is there are bugs, including the ones that I mentioned. There are a lot of bugs. I can't really tell you right now. I can't reproduce them as I wish to, but there are a lot of bugs. And number 4 is battery life. Now the battery is at 3000 milliamps, and as a phone with the Snapdragon 615 and 3 gigs of RAM, it shouldn't be taking that much of battery. But while I am reviewing this device, it already sucked off about 13% of the battery. So although it's got a battery saver, screen and GPU power saver, it does give you a lot of options. But the screen and GPU power saver, I tried it and it only gave me extra 20 minutes on top of the 3 hours of the screen on time that I was able to get, and it gave me a substantial slow motions in whatever I do. It's even slow now, it gets slower. You can, you get what I'm saying. And the next one is unstable LTE connection. So it does come with the LTE, a list of the LTE bands, and it gets them pretty well. But it loses the LTE data connection. I don't know why, it just dies. I'm actually in an area where the LTE connections are pretty stable, and with the band 3, it loses it. None of my phones did that, so unstable connection. And the last one is IR autofocus is almost useless. IR autofocus should be useful in the low lighting conditions. While the low lighting photos are actually okay, the autofocus doesn't work. I usually found it a lot better that I just go to pro mode and manually control the focus on my own. Alright, so the final verdict. It's an okay phone. Maybe I just had too big hopes. No, it's not a good phone. It's slow, it's buggy, and it's still at Android 5.1, and it still has, forget about the still part with the Android version, that's actually pretty lazy. It still has stage fright vulnerability. Vulnerability is not recently getting updated, and it's slow, buggy, it loses LTE connection, and proximity sensor sometimes loses that I take my phone off my palm, my face, and it shows up the screen. Just a lot of bugs, short battery life, camera quality isn't that great. It's okay, but it's not as good as it suggested. So overall, with that price, there are a lot of other good phones. So although the design might intrigue you with the Vive Shot, not much of a suggestion going around here. So that was Lenovo Vive Shot. Unfortunately, it's not as a good phone as you wish it to be. Bye.